Skip Happens.
Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of Skip Happens.
Your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphere.
Hey.
Hello, everybody, and
Hello.
welcome to another crazy edition of Skip Happens. And we always talk to the artists. We talk about their journey. I want you all to say hi to my friend Deb Lamphere, my co-host. And
Hi. Happy Monday.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yep, Shiner Box.
Okay.
That's the one. You found it.
sure, it tasted really good.
It's especially on a hot day.
Yeah, so you're out making your rounds. You're doing what they call, me being a radio guy, I know exactly what you're doing, but I stay in
Yep.
one place. You go to many different places and hit up a lot of different radio stations. And you go in to say, hi, I'm Julianna, and this is my song. I want to meet you. I want you to play it.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
it. You've got it down.
Yeah. Now, have you give us an example of some of the stations that you hit up today? You can mention them. We're fine.
Yeah. So I went this morning. Today is really my first day, so I'll be on the road for the next 3 weeks. So I'm kind of getting my feet wet today. But I was in Wichita, Kansas this morning at KQZQ, and then I was in Lindsay, Oklahoma this afternoon at KBLP, and I'm going to Lubbock tonight, and I'll be there in the morning. And then I go to Sweetwater after that. I have to look. It's like I look at the list of stations, and I know I'm going to transpose all of the letters at some point. Trying to keep them straight is difficult.
I bet, but this is all part of the journey of an artist. This is how you get out there and you get in front of people. Not only playing on stages maybe in your hometown, but you need to expand, and that's exactly what you're doing right now. So tell if your hometown, your actual hometown is where again?
Shiner, Texas.
Okay, and what's the population?
It is. Last I checked, it was 2,069.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so there's
from
one
a small town.
Yeah, there's one stoplight.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. All right. And if I was to drive into your hometown, what would I see? First thing I'd see.
The first thing this is hysterical, actually. The first thing you see when you pull into town is this little gas station called Howard's. And they sell, if you're familiar with a Texas artist called Kevin Fowler, he's got a song called Beer, Bait, and Ammo. And they sell beer, bait, and ammo. And it's also a video store. And I think you can get a to-go beer.
That works.
Welcome to Texas. I mean,
Yes.
seriously. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, let's talk about you a little bit and your music.
Sure.
So, how long have you been actually playing? I know you said you went to Texas A&M, or you did go to Texas A&M.
I
Um,
did.
you were going to go to law school, but you decided against that because you were loving music. So,
Yep.
how long ago did you actually start playing?
So it was 2018. I was, bored taking 2 classes at A&M, like my end of my senior year. And I knew I had a guitar at home, and I was, just singing at karaoke bars like everybody else was at that time. And a few people came up to me and asked, do you play anywhere else? Can we come see you? And I said, well, no, of course not. I'm just a karaoke singer. And so I was like, well, I have some spare time. Maybe I'll try and learn to play guitar. And I did, and I loved it. I would come home from class, and, I would play for 4 or 5 hours a day and not even realize that time had passed by. And right after that, I started writing music and just haven't stopped since. So it got real heavy around 2019 is when I really started playing, shows, and I was putting out or singing my own music in public, at least.
I love that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
quite the fast track, don't you think?
Seriously, it's been crazy. It feels like yesterday. It still is 5 years ago, but it still feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm still, beginning.
How would you describe your voice? I hear classic country, I hear blues. At times and this is all good. It's kind of ballsy, and then there's other times where it's like, I mean, you're just like, you can do it all.
Well, thank you. I think it definitely stems from, the kind of music my parents raised me on. When I was a little kid, my parents played Norah Jones
Oh, yeah.
all the time. And so that's one of the voices I get. I guess compared to a lot was I hear a lot of Norah Jones in my voice. Kind of, softer, a little, some would say kind of airy or smoky, but I grew up, stylistically, I grew up listening to classic country as well. But then my mom over here raised me on Stevie Nicks and the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
So there's both sides of the spectrum kind of come into play within my music, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. What big shows have you been doing? A lot of shows like around your hometown and a little bit like that?
Yeah, I've been playing. I played a lot of shows locally when I moved to New Braunfels about 2.5 years ago. There's a big music community down there that it's just on the outskirts of Austin too. So a lot of people coming from Austin. A lot of Texas artists live in New Braunfels as well. So I play around there. I've been picking up a lot of full band shows, kind of making that transition to keep my Rolodex of players full. As hard as it is to find players that are actively ready to play, because everyone's so talented, they're always on the road with somebody. But yeah, I've had a pretty exciting summer, gearing up for the release of these songs and this EP soon. So
yeah, and I do want to talk about the EP that'll be coming out here in just a little bit, but I would assume hopefully she's still there.
I think she's frozen.
You don't freeze in Texas. There she is.
There we go.
There we go.
There you go. I hear the car.
There we go. Okay. How much of that did y'all miss?
No, we didn't. Nope. We got it all.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. No, we got it all. The pandemic, though, and you say it was back 2018 that you started playing, and then you started writing. Was the pandemic very beneficial for you as an artist that was just starting out, where you had some time to write, try different things?
Yes, absolutely. So, all my friends that were where they were kind of stuck at home, not playing, not knowing what to do. For me, it was kind of the opposite. I knew exactly what I wanted to do because I had been working full time in San Antonio, and we all were working from home, and then I ended up getting laid off. And so I had, all those months to just sit down at home every day, and I just wrote like my life depended on it. And I was really able to put together a pretty good, solid catalog of songs that year, which was really my first year of songwriting. And one of my favorite things is, as Rodney Foster says, your first 100 songs don't count. And I pretty much plowed through that first 100 during COVID, trying to get that number under my belt. So,
see, I love hearing an artist say the name like Radney Foster. I mean,
I love
that
Radney.
just puts me in a place and time, and it's just so good.
He's great. He's a huge inspiration for me, not only as an artist but as a person. He's so kind and so sweet, always ready to offer advice to anybody, any younger artists. So he's wonderful.
Excellent.
So you were already singing. You knew you can sing because you were doing karaoke. So fast tracking, learning the guitar so quickly, were you confident that you could write songs, or did you just think, well, I'll try it and see if I could do it? Because you obviously had the gift of voice.
Yeah, so I had I was an English major at A&M, and I had already been writing so much for school, and I liked, ever since I was younger, I liked to write, poetry and things like that. I just never thought that I had it in me to put it all together musically. And so once I decided to pick up guitar, and I was tired of playing cover songs on my couch in my living room, I had still been writing things like that, and just never thought, like I said, to put two and two together. And once I did, I was like, okay, this is cool. This could be something. Let's give this a shot. So far, so good, I think.
Yeah, I think you did great.
I was listening to New Money before we came on, and the soulfulness in your voice and the classic country sound just was blowing me away.
Thank you.
Just crazy. Now that's the latest, right? Is that the one you just dropped?
That's my debut single. Yeah, that's the first one, and I'll have two more coming out. One in September and one in November, and then EP comes out December 1st.
Now, is Grassroots pushing that to radio for you?
They are, and they are killing it for me. They're doing so well.
And I tell a lot of the artists that we speak with are represented by Grassroots, and these are musicians helping musicians. These are people that have been in the biz for a lot of years, and you made in my opinion, you made a great choice. And I know there's a million of those companies out there. I mean, there's so many.
I agree. Yeah, my manager and I heavily, researched, who we were going to go with and kind of what route. We had an idea of what we wanted to do, and they had a little bit of a different approach, and they just laid it out perfectly with all the reasons of why they thought it would work, and have worked tremendously hard for me, on this first release, and already have so many other plans for me over the course of the next 6 months. Until this EP comes out with the other singles, and I'm so grateful. They're the hardest working people at all times. I'm getting emails from them, which is just incredible.
No doubt.
That's what any artist can ask for.
Oh
yeah. Have you been up to Nashville? I
am actually going there this weekend. I've got a co-write set up on Saturday with a friend of mine. And then, I've been before. My mom and I here, we went a few years ago just to have a little fun. But this is only going to be my second time to go back. Like I mentioned before, I've been working full time all these years too. So it's been difficult to kind of mix that in with, having to miss work for shows and things like that. So I'm excited to be back. I love Nashville.
Who doesn't?
Right,
really.
Exactly.
Even as crazy as it is nowadays. Who doesn't love Nashville? I was there a few weeks ago, so
it's worth the crowd, I think.
Well, my wife and I decided to take a walk down on Broadway on a Saturday night, and it's like, this isn't for us.
Yeah, you're gonna end up walking in the street.
Pretty much. Yeah, they had a part of the street blocked off, and it was just nothing but people. It was nothing but bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, a lot of partying going on in general, and it. And I don't mind a good party. I love it. But when you got to wait in line forever to get into one place or, see something, then it's like, all right, we're just going to go back to the hotel. So,
right. So the best time, if you and your mom are going back there, the afternoons are awesome, though, just to hit downtown and check out the bars and listen to some music.
Smart.
Hit a rooftop. That's kind of become the new, adult world experience, because like Skip said, there's so much. I mean, I think, didn't you say you waited online, or you tried to go somewhere and you had to wait in line to get in or something?
Who, me? Yes. Yeah, it
So
was crazy.
it's
Just
crazy.
waiting in line to get in to see, just to get into a bar to get a beverage. It was, I don't need that.
Mhm.
But that's the party crowd. That's
Right.
Saturday night. But
Yeah.
like Deb says, go down on Broadway like late morning, early afternoon. You want to
Yeah.
see stuff, you want to buy stuff, you want to, do the
Explore.
tourist thing. I mean, that's the time to do it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Or I love it. I mention this every time. I love to go to the Station Inn, which is outside of town, or you go up to the Gulch, which is pretty cool.
I
But
did
even
go to
in-
the Gulch last time. I really liked that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
Yeah.
A lot of the artists, from what I understand, kind of live in that area too. So
Yeah, a few of my friends are in the Gulch area and love it.
Mhm.
Now I see your mom is behind the wheel, pedal to the
She
metal,
is.
and so she's obviously a big supporter. I mean, she, to go with you, to have that backbone, to have that support's got to be amazing.
It is. My parents have been so incredible to kind of lay everything out for me with this and just say, we are here and ready to help you. It was really, years ago when I thought about going to law school and just
Mhm.
was going to be business forward. I was still playing cover songs, and for Mother's Day, I was so broke and I couldn't afford to give my mom a present for Mother's Day, and I sat in my bathroom on the guitar and just recorded a voice note of me singing that Lauren Elena song, Like My Mother Does, and I gave that to her for
Oh.
Mother's Day. And
Oh.
that was when my dad was like, Hannah, maybe you should do something with this. And I was like, oh, you think so? Could I? And so that was one of the days where I was like, okay,
Yes.
I've got the permission now.
There you go.
You know what you did right there? What you did is more than any gift could do.
Yeah. Way more meaningful.
I think she liked it.
Yeah.
I think she did too. I know she did. As a matter of fact, I'm having lunch with Lauren Elena on Thursday.
Mhm.
Oh, have fun. Oh, that's going to be awesome. She's so
she's
great.
in the area for a show, and the label, and because we deal a lot with the labels, so we're gonna do a little bit of lunch. But I just love chatting with her, and she's got such great. Her journey's been remarkable. Let me just put it that way. So
she seems like just such a down home girl, just salt of the earth. I've never met her, but everything I've seen and heard, she seems incredible, and has the voice of an angel too.
Right, you keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna meet her, as well as many others.
So.
Mhm.
As we sit here and we chit chat, and I'm watching the trees go by, what few trees there are. What's it, like a desert? Just kind of describe where you are right now.
It is.
Is it kind of?
I can show you.
Is it?
Let's see.
Okay, here we go. There we go.
There you go. It's actually
All
very pretty. It's very hilly,
Okay.
but
Okay.
the coloring.
There's nobody on the
coloring's a
road.
little brown. Yeah, there's nobody on the road. This is nice. We can go 90 if we want to.
Yeah, I pedal to the metal. I'm a
Yeah.
fast driver. I mean, don't tell anybody, but everybody's like, Skip, you need to slow down. But that's the way I drive.
Yeah, I have a heavy foot too, and I think I know who I get it from.
So let's talk about your EP,
Sure.
Julianna. So when are you going to drop that? And just give us some info on that.
Yeah. So EP, it's called Top Shelf, and it comes out December 1st. It's going to be obviously my debut project, and it's going to have 5 songs, and 5 that I've written all by myself over the last few years. One of the songs, called Devil Has Blue Eyes, is one of the first songs I ever wrote. And then some of them, New Money is one of my newer songs that I wrote, probably almost a year ago, I'd say.
Okay.
But each one kind of tells a different story, but I'd say they all come together. I'd say the phrase top shelf in several of the songs, so I figured that would be a good theme. But it's kind of, I really wanted people to be able to roll down their windows and have fun listening to it. There's a couple heartbreak songs that'll kind of reel you in. But yeah, it was a very fun project to make. We had such a great time with it. The musicians I had on it were incredible as well, and I could not have asked for a better experience with the debut project.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick
So
out
I hope
all
everybody
those?
else enjoys it.
Oh, I know we will.
Did you what?
I said,
Yes.
Did you pick out the songs, the ones that are going to be released? Did you pick them out yourself, or did you have some guidance with that?
my manager and I really sat down, and he comes to all my shows, as many as he can, and he's in my family too. They're all great about, you know, picking out which songs the crowd really gravitated towards, and we kind of chose based off of a lot of what I felt strongly about, but fan feedback, because I've had 5 years with some of these songs to see how people reacted. And, you know, that's a great research period. So they've kind of been tried and tested on live stages. And so far, I think we made a great choice with these songs too, because they all tell different stories, but great all together. So it was a fun time choosing them.
So these songs, they all tell a different story, but is there some truth to the music, to the songs, the songwriting? Is that a lot of personal experiences?
Yeah, I would say over half of them are true stories. There's one on there called Company Man that comes with a really funny story. It's so down here in Texas, there's a lot of oil activity. So in New Money, I kind of talk about, you know, that actually idea came from my grandmother. She used to use the term new money versus old money when talking about like oil and things like that, because it's such a big subject down here. But then I was seeing a guy a couple of years ago who his job, he worked for an oil company, and he was a company man, and he worked 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And he said, well, maybe by the time I come home in 2 weeks, you'll have a song written about me. And so that's what that song is about. So
I love it.
And whatever happened to him?
We are still good friends. He lives up in Dallas, so he's still working for the same company, but yeah, still a good friend.
Okay. And he's heard the song, and now every time he hears it, he goes, "That's about me."
Oh yeah, he knows. Actually, the first time he heard it, we had not even met yet. He had, right as soon as we were introduced, just via, I think, text message, someone tried to set us up, and he left for 2 weeks and then came home, and he came to my show and brought his whole family. So his whole family heard that song the day we met. It was a very, very funny day.
Give yourself 5 years. Where do you want to be?
Oh man, I would love to be at an award show. That's kind of in the 5-year plan, but you know, just still obviously making music and making music that I really want to make and feel strongly about, and good writing experiences. You know, I listened to Lainey's podcast with you yesterday. We were on the road, and I was like, well, let's listen to this one. And I heard Lainey say, you know, I always want to be the worst writer in the room, and that really resonated with me. So I really want to get more into co-writing up in Nashville and, you know, in Texas as well, but just kind of, I've got a lot of work to do. So just staying at it, you know, hard and heavy for the next 5 years for sure, or forever, actually.
I am so glad that you listened to that, because just to hear that story from Lainey, and you being the artist that you are, and how you're just getting started, and what she went through when she started, you know, moving to Nashville in that camper, and then, you know, the plumbing went bad, and this happened and that happened. It's like she didn't have, you know, a dime to her name, you know, and then all of a sudden it just opened up, and it didn't happen overnight. And now she's one of the biggest stars out there, if not the biggest.
She is such an inspiration. I love everything that she's done over the past, you know, few years, but then seeing how hard she's worked over the past 10 years. She's incredible.
She is incredible. We've got a show with her on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
So, and we just did a few months back. She was in town as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. She puts on a great show.
So. Absolutely. She played in New Braunfels at a place called Whitewater Amphitheater with John Party this past summer, and I finally got to see her live, and it was incredible. Such a great show. Yeah.
And you as an artist, when you see a show like that, let's say you're there to see Lainey, what are you watching? Or are you just like taking the music in, or are you watching, you know, how she handles herself on stage, so you can take like mental notes and say, okay, that's cool? Is that?
Yeah. I think I watch, you know, stage presence and how she reacts to the crowd, how she interacts with the bands, because, you know, there's having good songs and there's, you know, having a voice, but, you know, if you just stand there and sing, it doesn't really, but can't really go further than that, I would say. I mean, it's harder too. So having that stage presence is so important. And she does a great job at that. And that's one thing I really noticed about her is how electric she is on stage within, John Party too. They're all so great about interacting. While it's a big stage, it feels almost intimate because they're so in tune with the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Deb, you're going to say something?
No, I had a tickle in my throat, so I was trying not to cough out loud. Sorry.
You're fine.
So if all right, you were talking about Lainey. How about on the guy side of things? Is there somebody that you like to? You mentioned John Party, but is there somebody that you go and watch and the same thing?
Yeah, I haven't. It's hard being able to go see shows these days because it's true. So.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's a lot of. Oh, it's beautiful here. You'll have to see this. It's all the cotton fields. There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hi, cotton.
We're up in cotton country.
Where are you? I didn't mean to change the topic, but are you driving through Texas? Did you say right now, or somewhere else?
Yes, we are almost to Lubbock.
Lubbock,
Texas. So
which is near where?
North. It's near. Where?
It's over there.
It's northwest, is it? Yes. Yeah, northwest Texas, I would say, ish. I'm horrible at geography.
No, but I've heard of Lubbock before.
Yeah, I haven't heard. Yeah. We're learning a lot about Texas recently.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of learning my geography. So what's the big city it's near?
Lubbock is pretty much the biggest city kind of in this area. Because there's not a whole lot around here. It's a lot of teeny tiny little cities. But up in this area, we're about 2 hours from New Mexico, I would say. But Lubbock is pretty much the megaplex of this area.
Wow.
I do not see a cloud in the sky.
I know.
It is clear. It is very clear, and it's beautiful right now. So
Clear and hot.
But going back to what you were saying, it's like I said, it's so hard to see shows these days on the weekends because I'm playing, but I was supposed to play a festival outside of Austin with John Party and Riley Green and some other Texas artists, but I've followed Riley for years, and seeing his trajectory over the past 2-3 years is incredible. He is killing it. And guys like him and Luke and Dirks, they're all so fun to watch.
How about Cody Johnson?
Oh, love him. I love Cody.
Yes. He's so down to earth. You talk about country. That's Cody Johnson.
He is. He is. Talk about down home, salt of the earth. I met him years ago when he played a little teeny tiny festival near Shiner in a little city called Flatonia. And it was this festival called the Chili Spiel. And I think it was shortly after his first album. And that was the first time I met him. And I have this picture. If I ever get to meet him again, I have to show him this picture because we both look like babies. It is hilarious. And that's before I ever played music too. But yeah, Cody's awesome.
Have you, I know you got the Texas country, which is one thing. Then you got Nashville, and they kind of do their own thing, but then they come together. Have you been to like the country radio seminar or anything like that?
I have not. That's on, I have a big list of things I want to do and need to do, but I would love to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great opportunity. And Deb knows we usually go and we hang out and we see a lot of people like you. And we usually hang out, have some cold ones, and we talk about music and stuff like that. It's a great opportunity for you to meet those that could change your life, so to speak. There's radio programmers, there's promoters, there's, you got the label execs. You never know.
Grassroots goes every year.
Yeah, Grassroots is there every year. Yeah, big time. And they do somewhat of a showcase. So that's pretty cool.
And there's so much to learn every day. I think any artist can say this, big to small. There's always something to learn, in life, but also this industry, because it's ever changing.
Now, have you thought about this? If you were to go to school for law school, if you were to go to law school, become an attorney, you could make a lot of money.
Right.
But you chose the path of being an artist. And let's be real here. You're not going to make a lot of money at first.
Right.
And you're going to have to pay back certain things in the beginning. but maybe down the road you will. But it's got to be, you made that choice, and I think it's your heart, your passion, your dedication. You know what you want, and you know what's going to make you happy.
Yeah, I had this conversation earlier with my mom. We were driving down the road, and I said, I may be broke, but at least I'm following a dream. But yeah, I thought about it when I was in school, and I said, I just don't know that, they always say money can't buy happiness, but is that true? I don't know. But
it can buy you a boat.
Right, it can buy you a boat. That's true.
Right, exactly.
I've never been sad on a boat though, so.
Right.
No, I don't
But
know.
here's the thing: the money, no matter what you go into, you or me or anybody, if you're doing what you love, that's number one, because then obviously you feel like you're never going to work. And then I think the money just follows at whatever comfort level you decide you want to pursue. So what you're doing now is a little bit of a challenge, but it's all those stepping stones to get you to start climbing that ladder of where you want to be. So gotta kind of enjoy every moment of this, because it is the fun stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely having, the time of my life right now, just creating songs, creating music, meeting new people all the time, every day. And, like you said, there's rarely ever do people make much money at any beginning stages in this industry. So
right.
I think it's just a testament to how much, you love it when you really do it for almost no money.
Almost no money. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get mom going. You should have been a lawyer.
I know, right? Make that rent payment a little easier.
Right. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. So it's all good. I give you a lot of credit for making the decision that you have made and the path that you've chosen to go on. That is that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. If somebody wanted to, wait a minute, before we get to that. So have you heard your song on the radio?
I have not yet. So fingers crossed it comes soon, but yeah, I haven't heard it yet. So if you do, if y'all hear it, let me know.
We will.
Definitely. But so you went to a couple of stations today.
Yeah.
And did you sit in a conference room and play, or did they put you on the radio?
Today it was one of them was a recording, and then he was going to play it and then play my interview after that. And it was just an office where they had the big board set up, and then the other one was a smaller station in Oklahoma, and they had kind of it was kind of like a hallway setup. It was really small and it was really cute, and we had a lot of fun in that one. It was very fun.
I love it. And hopefully they played the song. Maybe you just didn't hear it as you were driving away.
Yeah, they heard it. I guess my mom probably heard it because she was sitting outside the building listening to the interview, so she probably heard it.
That's my daughter.
Yeah, and I got to play a couple songs live too, so that's always fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's always good. I know when we have the artists come through where we are in the Northeast, I'll do the interview, then I say, you know what, for example, Julianna, introduce your song right here on the Wolf. Then I let you would do that. Then we go right into the song. It does deserve to be played. I mean, you're stopping by. That's the least they can do for you. I'm a radio guy.
It's definitely, and I kind of heard it a little bit, but I haven't, driving in my own car, I haven't heard it. So I'm crossing my fingers for that day. I can't wait. I'm going to have to pull over because I might cry.
You will. Here's the best thing. You need to stop. It's coming on. You need to stop and you need to take it all in.
Yeah.
Because that's a moment you will never, ever, ever forget.
For sure.
Is that moment that you hear your song being played on the radio.
Yeah.
Or on satellite or one or the other, whatever. It's, just amazing.
And it's cool seeing, all of the daily notifications from Grassroots, and they're letting me know where it's been added, and they send me the map of, what stations are playing it. So I know it's out there. I just have to, be in the right place, right time.
Or just make a phone call at random.
Yeah.
Call the station.
Hey, I'm in my car. Can you play this real quick?
Sure, why
Say,
not?
hey, Julianna, can you play my song? Hey, so if somebody wanted to hear your music, can they go online, digital service providers? Where can we go to get the music?
Yeah, I'm on, Spotify, Apple Music, everything, all the streaming platforms. I have a bunch of stuff on Instagram, and I am trying my hardest at TikTok. Some days failing, most days failing at that, but I'm working on it. I've got some stuff on YouTube too. So, but got another song coming out in September. So you don't have to wait much longer for more.
Excellent. You talk about TikTok, and we talk about the socials. I did no, I shouldn't say not me, but the radio station sponsored a show we did Friday night with Warren Zeiders. And this, I mean, I've never seen so many people pack a bar. It was it's a place, it's called Kegs, and they have a beautiful outdoor stage, and the outdoor area holds about 3,000 people. And it was jammed packed. When I was on, I get on stage, and usually I'm like, hey, everybody, welcome, blah, blah, blah. I go through that whole spiel. But you know what? I got up there, and I just looked out, and I was in awe. I just had to take it in for a minute. I guess my point is, here's a guy that, it was YouTube, and it was TikTok. It was the socials, with all the views and everything. And now he's got Pretty Little Poison on the radio. But my point is, it was all, that's what got him there already, was the socials. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. There's if you've seen that other guy, Zach Top, he is just recently blown up. I saw Luke Combs reposted one of his videos, and he sounds like a modern day Keith Whitley, and I was just floored at his voice. And it's those are the people that really inspire me to keep posting TikTok videos. Is every
absolutely
waking minute, yeah,
100%, absolutely. And correct me if you don't agree with me. That's fine. And Deb. But I think music's going back to that sound again to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Like you said, a modern day Keith Whitley, but it's kind of that sound is coming back.
I agree, and I totally love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So see, you're in the right place right now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Julianna Rankin, you know what? I know you're on the road. It's crazy. I keep watching the posts go by, and you could, Hot Rod Lincoln, we could write a song.
Yeah, it's like a live postcard.
Yeah, exactly. I've been watching you, but I'm also watching out that window in the back and just taking in the landscape, because we don't see it like that around here in the Northeast.
Yeah, it's quite different here. This is even different for me, because I don't ever get to make it up to this country. So this is fun to see again.
Can I ask, you said, did you work in San Antonio?
I did work in San Antonio for a little over a year. Okay.
I love that city. That's the one city I've been to, and I fell in love with it the minute I stepped foot in it.
Yeah, it's so much culture, and it's so beautiful. I love San Antonio.
Yep. We did the river walk and
nice.
Did all that, and the Bushman scared us.
Oh yes.
It's just
you gotta
crazy.
Be careful for those. Might push
I know.
In the river.
I was afraid I'd end up in the river. Absolutely. Julianna, thank you for taking the time to chat with us here on Skip Happens tonight.
Thank
Deb and
y'all
I.
so much. I appreciate it. This has been great.
I see good things coming your way. You're with good people. You got a great team. Most important person on your team is right there behind the wheel.
Yep.
To have that support is just, you don't see that a lot. You really don't nowadays.
Yeah, I'm very blessed.
You are blessed. And we wish you safe travels. And wow, we made it through the whole podcast without losing you.
Yeah,
that's a miracle, because right before I called in again, our service dropped to 0, and I was like, oh no, this is not happening. And then it went straight up to 5 bars. So yeah, I'm happy we made it through.
Awesome. So we urge our viewers and our listeners to make sure they go online. They can go to, what's your website?
JuliannaRankin.com, and it's Julianna with 2 N's.
Yes. Yep. Go there. You can find everything. You can find out where she's performing. You can find out more about her. There might even be some merch on there. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe.
Merch coming soon. Yeah. We're in the developing stages.
In other words, when we hang up, it'll be, oh crap, we got to get something together. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
Julianna, please travel safe, and we hope to get to meet you. We hope to get to see you. Deb and I are in Nashville quite often. She's in actually more than I am, so you never know, if you're up there, you might run into her. And we look forward to hearing more music. So it's pretty cool.
Thank you all so much.
Thank
you.
All right, you take care and peace out. God bless you both. Travel safe.
Peace. We'll see you. You
Right,
too.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.